Welcome back to Rolando Estacada. My name is Rolando, and for today's episode, we have a very special episode set up for you today. We also have a first. I had a conversation with one of the channel subscribers. His name is Ray Torona. Ray has a substantial background in martial arts, specifically Kabbalah Serrada and Silat Dufyan Beladiri, but he also has a substantial background in military and law enforcement as an instructor, and so he also is a designer of tomahawks. And we got to talking because he saw my Winkler episodes and how I moved with the Winklers, and I invited him to send over his designs to me so that I can review it. And the gentleman that he is, he is very open to it. And what I have here are two of his tomahawks. So I'm going to do separate ones, and what I'm going to do is the first one. This episode is going to be on the Multo tomahawk. Multo is Tagalog. It's from the Philippines, and multo means ghost. So this is the ghost tomahawk. So this is Ray Torona's Multo Tomahawk, and just by looking at it, it is most likely the exact same dimensions of the full-size Winkler R&D. And I'll tell you, just by first impressions right now, I already know I'm going to like it. The balance, the grip, this is really good. I mean, just the balance itself feels really good. There's and I'll tell you why right now, because there's a tendency for tomahawks to want to fall forward, but for some strange reason, it's like it wants to fall forward and then it holds. It kind of stays there and kind of goes, all right, what do you want me to do? It's kind of like that. It's like when you're standing at the end of a diving board, it's like, am I going to dive now? And that's how it feels. This grip here, this texturing is something else. This is very special. So I'm going to go ahead and remove and unsheath. Let's take a look at this axe head, and let's really break it down. And again, this is a first impression. I need to take some time to really move with him first, to really get a feel for him. I'm going to put the sheath here, so if anyone wants to take a look at it, they can. Wow. That's all I can say right now. It's just wow, because I just can't get over how it feels in the hand. Very, very lively and well balanced in the hand. I've handled several tomahawks in my time, but I have to say from the beginning, this is full tang construction, as you can see. But even though it is full tang construction, it's very lively. It's very lively in the hand. And if we take a look at the back spike, it has a pointy back spike, but this is not sharpened on this side, which I like. The bottom part is not sharpened, so already there's some versatility there. Take a look at the edge. Yeah, that's sharp. We'll take a look at the top. Yeah, it has this indentation here. It's very good. This is not sharpened, and this is not sharpened. So it looks like the sharpened parts of the tomahawk is really going to be along the edge, which is all here. There's a bit of a point here, a little bit of it, but everything else is relatively flat. And the one thing I like about this tomahawk is that it's a little closer to an Igorot type tomahawk in that front spike, you see the front spike over here, blends more with the rest of the edge. And as you can see, this is kind of a concave edge here. That's going to be very interesting to look at in terms of the applications, because I can already see largo mano capabilities from down here. Ooh, that feels really comfortable. He took care of that, because this one right here, that fits right in. That fits really well in there. Whoa. The texturing is really standing out to me. And again, this is a first impressions review, but as a first impression, wow. Wow, when I move it, whoa, that's really lively. And we go into the mid. Oh, geez, look at that puño. And then when we do the choke up, to me, this is the real test. How does it choke up? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That texturing, wow. I'm impressed. Now I'm gonna go to a karambit grip. Okay, this is another test also because the karambit grip we gotta be really careful with because sometimes with tomahawks, if this back part, the back spike, if the angle is not correct, it won't sit well on the palm. So you don't necessarily have this upward spike action, this kind of karambit action. What happens is that this, will actually bite into you if you're not careful. But it seems, at least for now, I haven't moved with it yet, but it seems for now, oops, there's a little bit there. Yeah, that's gonna bite. Gotta be careful with that one because that one's gonna bite. I might have to angle off a little bit. Okay, that's better. No, still bites. So this one, we have to be a little careful with it in terms of this grip because this can bite in. But overall, wow. That punching capability is there. That one is very good. The switching, that's really, this is here. This is really good because it's thicker. Then it thins out here. Thins out meaning it's thicker at the bottom. And then it gets narrower and narrower and narrower all the way up here. So that as I come up and choke up, it's almost like I'm holding a hatchet at this point. Wow, that's really well done. When I choke up here, that feels really super. Holy smokes, that feels really super. And this almost has a nice trigger finger kind of indexing, which I really like. But wow, I gotta start moving with him. I gotta start moving with this guy because he wants to move. The balance on him is really, really spectacular. And I like this one too. I want you to see this. So normally, if there's this type of design, normally you're gonna have this bottom grip, mid grip, and then this top grip. But this mid grip right here has a pretty well-defined bump over here so that you can put your index finger here as well. Oh, that's gonna be a very interesting feature. Whoa. And again, this is first impressions. You keep hearing me say, wow, and because it's first impressions, I don't have a deep dive analysis of it yet. I got to spend some time on it. The one thing that is a little bit concerning is this point here. That's the one that I'm a little concerned about. I wonder if this is, I might have to talk to him and find out, but I might even ask him if he does any future iterations to maybe either file this down a little bit so it's all it needs is maybe a quarter of an inch because you don't necessarily I don't think you necessarily need it unless he has a purpose for it, and I can kind of see where that purpose can be if we switch it out possibly this way. Well, even that feels really good. Okay, maybe he has a different thought process. Whoa. Okay. That's really cool. It actually feels pretty good in this grip also. Hey, how about that? All right. Ray, you have my attention. I'm going to spend some time moving with him. But so far, I'm very impressed. It's ambidextrous. I have an idea of how I'm going to want to move with him. I think there's going to be some variations compared to how I moved with the Winkler R&D because it's reminiscent of it. The primary difference from what I'm seeing is that the front spike that you're seeing here is not necessarily a front spike. It's just a different kind of edge. This is a concave edge. And so that means, when it makes contact on a target, it's going to behave differently. It's not necessarily going to catch. It has, and the angle of the front spike is a little straighter, so not the same as a karambit. So it's going to have very different properties. But as a result of those different properties, I think this is going to move very differently, very lively in the hand. This is, wow, I can't wait to move with him because I think he's got a lot to say. The only thing I would say is back spike. I'm going to explore it and see what the pros and cons are of this when I practice and move, but wow. Overall, I gotta say, first impression, you get the estacada thumbs up because this I did not expect. Did not expect at all. This moves much better than I expected. So keep an eye out for the martial movement episode that I'm going to do with him, with the Multo, the Ghost, by Ray Torona. Stick around, stay tuned, more videos to come.